Are you in control of your online data? Today, I'm diving into how Web2 and Web3 differ in handling your information and what this means for your digital privacy and control. Think about the internet as it stands today. A thriving center of information, a digital marketplace, a stage for social interaction. This is Web2, often called the read-write internet, where centralized platforms rule and making money from data is standard. Companies hold and profit from user data, providing free services in return. But change is on the horizon, signaling the start of Web3. Web3 marks a significant shift from Web2's centralization. It's an internet where control swings back to users, where individuals, not corporations, own their data. It's a user-centered internet. We're transitioning from being the product to being the owners. This move to Web3 goes beyond just shifting who holds the data. It transforms how we engage with the digital world, aiming to make our online spaces more secure, transparent, and private. Central to this change is blockchain technology. Blockchain is the backbone of Web3, providing a decentralized ledger that enhances security and transparency. It's the technology that allows us to move away from the centralized control of Web2 and towards the user-controlled model of Web3. What makes Web3 stand apart from its predecessor? Its key features. Let's get into it. Firstly, Web3 is decentralized. In contrast to the centralized model of Web2, where a few powerful entities control the majority of data and resources, Web3 aims for a more distributed model. This means that users, rather than corporations, hold the power. Next, we have data ownership. In Web3, you own your data. Unlike Web2, where your data is often sold to the highest bidder without your knowledge or consent, Web3 puts you back in control. You decide what data to share with whom and when. Moving on, we have native payments. Web3 allows for direct peer-to-peer transactions, eliminating the need for middlemen. This means that users can transact directly with each other using cryptocurrencies, making the web a marketplace in itself. Interoperability is another key feature of Web3. It's all about making different systems work together smoothly. In the world of Web3, your data and digital assets can be easily moved across different platforms and applications, breaking down silos and fostering innovation. Finally, we have user privacy. While Web2 often exploits user data for profit, Web3 puts a premium on privacy. With encryption and decentralization at its core, Web3 ensures that your online interactions remain private, giving you the freedom to surf the web without the constant feeling of being watched. These features are the pillars that uphold the robust architecture of Web3, paving the way for a more transparent and user-controlled internet. Web3 comes to life through advanced technologies. Understanding these technologies is key to recognizing the transition from Web2 to Web3. At the heart of Web3 is blockchain. Imagine an open shared ledger where transactions are recorded and linked. This technology brings transparency and security, making it nearly impossible to alter past transactions. It's the backbone of Web3, ensuring that data is decentralized and not controlled by a single entity. Next, we have smart contracts. These are self-executing contracts with the terms directly written into lines of code. They are stored on the blockchain, and once triggered, they execute the agreed-upon actions automatically. They are the lifeblood of Web3, facilitating trustless transactions and interactions. Cryptocurrencies are vital to Web3. These are digital currencies secured by cryptography, mostly built on blockchain technology, which supports decentralization, transparency, and permanence. Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum serve not only for transactions but also as incentives within the network. Decentralized applications, or dApps, are another key component of Web3. Unlike traditional apps, they run on a peer-to-peer network rather than being hosted on servers owned by tech giants. They interact with the blockchain, offering services that are transparent, open source, and operate autonomously. Finally, we have decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs. These are organizations represented by rules encoded as a computer program that is transparent, controlled by the organization members, and not influenced by a central government. DAOs serve as a new type of organizational structure, enabling collective decision-making and governance. These technologies are the engines that drive the Web3 vehicle, steering us towards a more decentralized and user-centric internet. Understanding the transition from Web 2 to Web 3 requires a side-by-side comparison. Now let's break this down. In terms of governance, Web 2 is centralized. This means a handful of powerful entities control the platforms we use every day. On the other hand, Web 3 is decentralized, spreading control among users and reducing the influence of any single entity. When we focus on data ownership, in the Web 2 model, your data is not really yours. It's often stored, analyzed, and monetized by the platforms you use. Conversely, Web 3 places data ownership firmly in the hands of users. It's your data, you should control it. Now, let's talk about security. Web 2 has been plagued by high-profile security breaches. Web 3, supported by blockchain technology, offers enhanced security measures designed to prevent such breaches. The decentralized nature of Web 3 also means there's no single point of failure. Privacy is another critical aspect. With Web 2, your online activities are tracked and your data is used to target you with ads. Web 3 aims to restore privacy by giving you control over your data and how it's used. Last but not least, let's look at monetization. In the Web 2 model, platforms make money off your data while you get the services for free. In contrast, Web 3 introduces the concept of native payments. Users can earn for their contributions, creating a more equitable internet ecosystem. In this comparison, Web 3 emerges as a more secure, private, and user-centric model of the internet. The move from Web 2 to Web 3 represents more than a technological change. It's a fundamental shift in how the internet works. This evolution brings about a new era of user-centric internet, where data ownership and privacy take center stage. For users, it means gaining control over personal data that was once in the hands of centralized platforms. Businesses, on the other hand, have to adapt to a new model, where user trust is paramount and data monetization methods need rethinking. However, this transition has its challenges. We need to tackle issues like scalability, regulations, and getting more users on board. As we approach this change, it's clear that Web 3 is more than a new internet version, it's a whole new way of thinking about it. Very long pause.